Hello, friends, and welcome to Dharma Talk Tuesday. We are in the Dharma Talk Tuesday chair, as usual, and I'm very happy to be here with you today. I have a bit of a different Dharma Talk Tuesday plan for today than I usually do, and really, when I was getting intentional about what I wanted to talk about today, where I really landed was I just feel very called, based on some of the conversations I've been having lately, to just get very bold with you. So there's something specific I want to talk about, but before I get to that, as you're hopping on, give me some hearts, give me some likes. Carla, so good to see you here. Thank you for your love and your hearts and your likes and your support. And if you know someone who, like, you usually hop on Dharma Talk Tuesday and you're like, oh my gosh, Julie's energy and her vibe and her content is usually just so in alignment with that person, and they just really need to hear this message today, go ahead and hit the share button on this Dharma Talk Tuesday, and even comment in the thread with their name and tag them so that they don't miss today's Dharma Talk Tuesday, whether you're watching live or on the replay. All right, so let's just go right into this today, shall we? So something I've been hearing a lot lately in conversations I've been having, in the conversations like at the retreats that I've been doing, which my retreats are done until October timeframe, so I'll keep you guys looped in on the next available retreat. But I'll share with you something that I've been hearing a lot of people say is this. They say, man, Julie, what you do and what you teach in Maya, Money Alignment Yoga Academy, which is my group coaching program, is exactly what I need. And I wish I had found you sooner, or I wish I had known about Maya sooner so that I could have joined. And if I had known about Maya sooner, I would have joined, because I ended up joining this other program. And honestly, Maya feels a lot more in alignment for me than this other program. And it feels like an either or, because they're both business coaching or whatever. And I just feel regretful that I knew about you after. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any other programs. That's not at all what I'm trying to say. My point is that I was reflecting on people sharing that feedback with me, because I see that as feedback. And I think what that means to me right now, what I am choosing to do with that information, because that's just information, is I'm going to spend today's Dharma Talk Tuesday just being straightforward and bold and very honest with you. Not that I'm not usually any of those things, because I always am those things, but today I actually just want to talk about Maya, my group coaching program, because what that feedback says to me is that if those people knew about Maya, that would have served them. And I'm here to serve over and above anything and everything else. And so if you are curious about what I do inside of my coaching support, and if maybe you've heard me kind of mention Maya, or you've heard of other people who are in Maya, and you're like, what do they do in that program? I'm just going to talk about it today. So it totally flies in the face of what you typically hear marketers say you're supposed to do. You know, you're supposed to do an offer and then slide your offer, or you're supposed to do your content and then slide your offer in as a seed or whatever. And I want to honor you enough to be very straightforward with you today. So if you want to hear, I'm just be honest with you, if you want to hear about Maya, and if you want to hear about what we do inside my long-term coaching program, this is the Dharma Talk Tuesday for you. And if you don't feel like hearing about that today, I recommend you hop off right now. This is not the Dharma Talk Tuesday for you. So I'll have more other things related content coming at you in future Dharma Talk Tuesdays, like next week and so on. But what I want to do here is just purely serve the people who are feeling a heart's calling, feeling like a gut calling to me, to my work. They hear about my clients. They hear about our successes. They're like, wow, how do your clients have a 80% close ratio? Or they're like, wow, how did Therese fill that retreat in Germany? Or they're like, wow, I just got a message from one of our brand new Mayans who just joined literally a week and a half ago. And she was going through the membership area, and there's a ton of just self-study bonus information that you get right away when you join Maya, even before we start going into the modules and live calls and stuff. And anyway, so she was studying one of the courses that I just give as part of Maya, called the Eightfold Path to Discovering Your Dharma. And it's an 8-module course, and one of the modules is all about how to identify your unique offer, and not from a cookie cutter place, but from a place of what's true inside my heart. So she was studying and going through that module, and for the first time in years. She identified what her unique offer is. And so she sent me a Facebook message about it. And she's like, oh my gosh, I finally am clear on my unique offer. I just wanted to share that with you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Maya. Like, you guys, we haven't even started yet. The first call for Maya is tomorrow, and she's already receiving the benefit because the membership area alone is so good and so valuable. So she sends me this message, and I'm like, well, aren't you going to tell me what you're clear on now? Like, I'm on the edge of my seat. Come on. So she went on to tell me what she got clear on. And it wasn't just any generic thing. It's like, it's clear. It is very specific. I mean, it's right down to the name of the course, the name of her company, the structure around her offering. Like, it is very, very clear. And all from just basically the energy, like we were talking last week about the power of being decisive and like what that draws in and what that aligns for you. It was just from the power of that decisive energy, making a decision, walking in faith, trusting her gut, which guided her to make the decision to join Maya, and then doing the work, taking the action. And then here we go. That's it. Like, and it should be that easy, to be perfectly honest with you. That's how it's supposed to be. And if it's not that easy, you are out of alignment, okay? So if you're wondering how to create results like that or how to have experiences like that, that's typical. That is normal for my clients, right? So Maya stands for Money Alignment Yoga Academy. And the reason is because we focus on money, career, and prosperity, but what my clients experience is alignment and transformation and elevation in every area of your life. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything, and you can't just compartmentalize it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just going to share with you why I created Maya, and then I'm going to go into some of the details. Okay. So the reason why I created Maya in the first place, which I've had it since I created it in 2015, after 2 years of working with people one-on-one. And the reason why I wanted to create a group program is because I knew that I could only help so many people in a one-on-one capacity. And if I created a group, that would help me impact more people. So I've run 2 waves a year minimum every year since 2015. So I'm really bad at math. I don't know where that puts us at, but I've run a lot of waves of Maya, and I've coached thousands of people on between Maya as well as being a coach in other programs. And being a coach in other programs has been instrumental because it's helped me shape Maya, because I've actually seen like what works and what doesn't work in other programs and what people really need. Like, I listen to people, you know what I mean? Like, I was coaching my wave of Maya that's going through right now. They're on month 7 because they started in January. And they were asking, like, how do you think of content? And I said, well, it's simple. Like, I don't just make it up. I listen to what people need. So I'm present on Cultivate Conversations, which that's the enrollment strategy, that the method that we use. I listen I have my ear to social media to hear what people are talking about. At events, I pay attention to the questions that people are asking me. I'm always tuned in with what the challenges are of my audience, and so I always have content to speak into. I'm just being relevant and present and connected and committed to service. You can't not have content. You will never run out of content if that's where you get your content from. So we were talking about that today. And why was I just sharing that with you? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I was talking about, the way Maya has transformed over the years. So I listened when I was coaching other programs. And what I discovered, and even just watching my own straight shot to the top when I was 26 years old, first starting this coaching program, not knowing what I was doing, totally unqualified, to be perfectly honest with you, among a mastermind of other people who were much older, really like 10 years older, 20 years older, much more qualified, very smart, and I was one of the most successful. And it made, and this was actually in 2 different masterminds at the same time. And it made very little sense to me. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, there has to be an explanation to this, but on the surface, this doesn't make any sense. So what I did was I started paying attention, and I thought, okay, so what are the pieces that I have that are working? And long story short, I broke it down, and I realized there are 3 things that I was doing that were really the cause of my exponential results. And just to give you like really solid, tangible clarity on what I mean when I say exponential results is when in the first 6 months of my business, I created $90,000 cash. So like, I mean, that's not, I was again, 26 and unqualified. Like that is not typical. However, what I've learned since I've taught this to my clients is that it's typical when you do it. Like it's typical for my clients. So what really raises your baseline, it becomes the new normal, right? So, okay, so let me just share with you what I did. What I realized was when I took all the pieces of what I was learning and what I was doing and what made what I was doing and who I was being distinct was it really came down to 3 things. And I'll share with you what those 3 things were. Those 3 things were having great strategy, like proven strategy that was working. That's the first thing, and I'll go more into that in a second. The second thing was that I was committed to my yoga practice. In fact, at the time when I first started my business, I had a full-time job as a lab technician. I was in the science world. And so my job was an hour from where I worked with morning traffic. And then I would work all day, full-time job. So an hour to work in the morning, would work all day. And then after I finished work, I would go and teach my yoga classes, my dance classes, and then come home from that and work on my business. So I'd get home from teaching my classes at around 9, work on my business for an hour or 2, go to bed, wake up the following morning at around 4:30 a.m. every morning, even if it was literally to take my blankets and pillows, roll out of bed, onto the floor and into a restorative practice because I had to do a yoga practice. Like there was such a difference on the days when I did my yoga practice than on the days that I didn't. And so I realized that my yoga practice was a non-negotiable, even though it meant not getting as much sleep. Like doing my yoga practice was more beneficial to me than getting sleep, basically. And so I was doing my yoga practice. I was following strategy, which the strategy that I was studying at the time wasn't really working for me. So I actually innovated my own strategy, which by the way is exactly what I teach in Maya now. So I'll get into that in a second. And then the third thing was I learned how to manifest in a very effective way. And I call that now speaking the language of the universe. And what it does is you're blueprinting the energy of what you do want, the results of what you do want into your quantum reality. So this is where it gets kind of woo-woo and esoteric. But the thing is, I've tried doing it without this. Like I went through a whole year of not prioritizing that part of it, that third part of it, which I call emotional cultivation. And that was one of the hardest years of my life. So I learned the hard way that not doing that, it's sort of like very emotional prayer, if you can think about it. Like you're elevating the emotion of what you do want to feel. You're cultivating the emotion of what you do want to feel. That's why it's called emotional cultivation. And I learned the hard way that it's important to make that a priority if you want to live a life of easefulness and flow. I really, unfortunately, learned that one the hard way, as I have for most of my career, which is one of the reasons I'm so passionate about just showing up selflessly in service to help as many people as I possibly can, because I know the shortcut. And I want to give you the shortcut if you're ready, if you want the shortcut, if you want to stop taking the long way around, and if you want to just go straight through and create accelerated results more quickly than anybody else, especially given that we are headed towards a recession. So it's good to get these skills and empowerment underneath you so that you are ready, because this will equip you and make you ready. It will make your bank account ready. It will make your mindset ready, your energy set ready. And that's important to me. That's a priority for me. So that's why I choose to make it a priority, even though I will tell you honestly that there are times when I forget and I need to re-enroll myself in the value of the energetic side of things because I'm totally a doer. But I've done it before, and I've shared it with you in Dharma Talk Tuesday, where I just did the doing side of things. I wrote the perfect copy. I studied the perfect script. I did the perfect webinar. I did the perfect presentation, and it didn't convert. And then I've done it totally screwed up, where I screwed the entire strategy up, but I had done the energetic alignment work, and it worked epically. Better results than way better results than were supposed to happen. I've had that that's the story of my life, actually, to be honest with you, but I've had specific moments where that's been very much the case, and that's available for you too. Okay, so I call that the 3 pillars of manifestation. So just to be super crystal clear on what I just said, the 3 pillars are yoga, emotional cultivation, and proven strategy, inspired action. And if you're working with a business coach right now, maybe you're working some inspired strategy, but I'll tell you exactly what we do in Maya. So a lot of people who come to me are newbie entrepreneurs, and they don't necessarily have like a big advertising budget or marketing plan or things like that. And so I teach them how to attract clients, like specifically high quality clients with zero overhead, zero cost, zero expenses. And it's exactly how I grew my business in the beginning. I did workshops and talks, and I did zero promotion to get myself out there. In fact, I would simply reach out to yoga studios, meetup groups, university groups, doctor's offices, boutiques, my apartment building that I lived in at the time. They did all the promotion, and all I had to do was show up. And then this one of the things I teach the Mayans. It takes 2 months because it's a pretty elaborate process if you want to do it right. I give swipe files. I just give all the specifics of the strategy. I teach you how to powerfully connect with the yoga studio owners, the meetup group leaders, whatever it is, so that they understand the value of you offering your free talk or workshop for free. And then you offer a free gift. Okay, and then there's a free gift, which is the reason why someone signs up for your email list. So for example, one of my favorite free gifts that I offer is my chakra quiz, and it converts at typically 86%, which is very, very high. And so people sign up for my free gift. I put them through my email sequence, and now I can nurture that person through my email, through my videos, through inviting them to things, and eventually create an invitation for them to get on the phone with me, have a cultivate conversation with them. And my method for sales is called cultivate, because you're cultivating relationships, and that's an acronym. And then that's the reason, like that method, that particular funnel, if you want to call it that, creates high quality leads. And that's one of the reasons why my clients typically, consistently, on average, have an 80% close ratio. It's a really effective way to generate high quality leads and fast. It works really, really well. So that's the strategic side. Now, I'm not saying that's the only strategy for businesses. I'm not saying that like there aren't 1,000 other strategies that are really, really good. That's just the one that I teach because it has the lowest overhead and it creates the highest quality clients the fastest. Okay, so those are the 3 pillars of manifestation. Everything we do in Maya is founded in the 3 pillars of manifestation: yoga, emotional cultivation, and avenues of abundance. And then there's curriculum every single month. The modules every single month support that plan, right? So the first month is anchoring month. You get your yoga practice. You get you get your own personalized emotional cultivation based on your vision, a custom yoga practice for your body, your energy, your chakra system. Second month, you get clear on your unique offering based on what you want in your life. When do you want to take vacations? How do you want to serve? How do you want to give? Third month, mastering enrollment, not in a salesy way, but in a way that feels like being a blessing. And the person's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been looking for this. I've been praying for this. Fourth and fifth month, teach you the workshop strategy. Sixth month is copywriting month. And my copywriting module comes from having trained and studied with Agora Financial, which is the top copywriting agency on the planet. So I distill their content into what's relevant for my people, which is different from what they actually teach. So I just take all the best of it and make it relevant. So it's sort of like curating that information. After that, my clients are making money. They're doing really well. The only problem is that they've created another job for themselves because that's how we're programmed. And it happens every year, happens every time. And they're like, I resent my business. And I don't want you to resent your business, which is why month 7 is owning your time. And so I teach you how to create the schedule that is perfect for you, where you feel free, you feel sovereign. You're like, this is how I want to do my schedule. And the truth is, as an entrepreneur, you get to call all the shots. I mean, I had a phase in my business where for a few months, I just wanted to like stay in bed till 11 a.m. So I'd wake up at like 6, read the Bible, pray, worship, do my devotional, emotional cultivation thing, journal, do my social media posts. And by the time all that was over, it was like 10:30, and I'd take Duke for a walk and then, start my day. And I remember when I first felt how delicious and called I felt to that routine, I had an inner dialogue of, but that's lazy, but that's not okay. But like, that makes me a shitty coach, if I'm being lazy, like that was my whole story around it, right? And I actually had to coach myself through that reprogramming and let myself have the delicious morning that I felt called to have. And so that whole module, which is what the Mayans are in right now from the January wave, it's about reclaiming your time, owning your time, right? So I won't go into the full modules right now, but that kind of gives you a taste of how things are broken down in Maya. I've been doing this for a really long time. I've worked with thousands of people. I know what the biggest problems are, pitfalls are for entrepreneurs, and Maya is the solution. It gets you into your body, it gets you out of your head. It teaches you a proven strategy. It has you learn how to shift your vibration from shame, guilt, fear, anger, that sort of thing, up into joy, happiness, peace, love, and do so in a way that doesn't feel like work. It actually feels like inspiration, and it's like your heart opens. You learn how to have a higher tolerance for bliss, if you can believe that. A lot of people actually repel pleasure, so you learn how to have a higher tolerance for bliss. Okay, so here's the deal. I feel pretty complete on talking about Maya. I'm not going to share the investment or anything like that, but I will say if you want to learn more, send me a private message. And if you find yourself going into the conversation of, oh, what is the investment? What if I can't afford it? Then you should definitely reach out to me, because if you're having conversations already of scarcity thinking, like, whether it's Maya or something else, do you really feel that you want to live the rest of your life that way? Like, do you really want to allow scarcity to be your limiter and your determiner for how you make decisions in life? Or maybe the question is, okay, what kind of time commitment is it? Okay, what kind of, like, people have these like how related or logistic related questions. And I want to shine light on that, because at the end of the day, whatever objections or whatever thoughts you have in your head, and this is true for any coaching program, and if you're on here and you're a coach, listen to what I'm about to say, because this is how you get to coach your people too. Got it? I'm just being really transparent. Whatever limiting conversation you find coming up in your head is exactly the thing you get to get coached through. So here's my coaching on that is reach out anyway. Use a conversation with me or with one of my coaches, however the timing lines up with your schedule, with what works for you, as an opportunity to create a breakthrough, whether you join Maya or not. Because whatever conversation you just had come up in your head, whatever triggers, whatever all of that, that's affecting you in your business, in your life, either way. So why not allow yourself to receive a breakthrough around it now, instead of having it affect your thinking, your habits, your manifesting, every single aspect of your life for the rest of your life, or indefinitely, or until you finally confront it and be courageous and allow for and receive a breakthrough for yourself. And that's my coaching. All right, so I want to see who's live with us. We've got Catherine. Catherine is one of our elite coaches. She's an epic human, powerful coach, self-made millionaire, and I can't believe she's on my team. I'm so blessed. We have Lisa. Hi, Lisa. My nose is itchy. Carrie Stanley, beautiful woman. Kathy Lucchesi, one of our Mayans. Kathy, you're going to love the yoga call we did today. Carrie says 7 waves. Tamara, hi. Tammy. We got Lena, Gretchen Powers, hello. Andrea, so good to see you. And Sylvia. And Daisy, hi Daisy, how are you? All right, so that actually wraps up Dharma Talk Tuesday today. If you're curious to know more, if you have more questions, if your interest is piqued and you're like, you know what, this may be a good fit for me, awesome. Send me a message. Literally just send me a private message and say, hey, Julie, I would love to learn more about Maya. And just so you know, just because you send me a message doesn't mean that you have to enroll. You know what I'm saying? Like, be in the exploration of it. It's not a waste of my time, just so you know. And it's not a waste of my team's time if you end up talking to one of my elite coaches. And the reason is because I have a heart of service. They have a heart of service. At the end of the day, like, we're going to do Maya and we're going to create epic results with our clients, whether you join it or not. And they're going to have breakthroughs and transformation and a whole new level of living. And we're here to serve. I'm not attached to whether you do Maya, whether another person does Maya. I'm not attached, but I am committed, and I am attached to just being a servant to the calling that's on my heart. no matter what people think about me. And that's one of the reasons why I just led this with, can I be bold with you today? Because I just felt that calling, and there may be someone who judges me for it. And I've learned to just really be okay with that, because it's more important to me to be of service. And it's more important to me to make a difference for those who are ready to receive that, transformation and the transmission and the message and the thing that's available to them that I can provide, than to care about what other people think, especially if they're not the people who I'm meant to help. God bless them, but I'm obviously not meant to help them. And that's it. That is it for today's Dharma Talk Tuesday. So I'm sending you blessings. I have my mastermind later this week, and I'm organizing the Maya retreat for August. We have 2 in-person retreats for Maya, except this particular wave, the July wave, is probably going to have 3 just because of the way things are working out. So they manifested well. Our next retreat's in August. So I've been back and forth with the hotel about that. Yay! I love retreats. I love in person. It's the best part to me. Anyway, I'm sending you blessings. I'll see you next week on Dharma Talk Tuesday. And again, if you are feeling called, if you're feeling resonant, do not hesitate. Trust yourself. Send me a private message, and I look forward to hearing from you. Sending you so much love. Bye.